At the Iowa Bioprocess Training Center of Indian Hills, our area of expertise is agricultural bioprocessing and renewable fuels. Indian Hills is one of 5 community colleges affiliated with the National Center for the Biotech Workforce, which is funded by the U.S. Department of Labor. Our program offers training, technical assistance, and outreach to students, workers, and the greater community.
When I found out that our plant was closing, I didn't know where I was going to go from there. It seemed like a pretty dismal situation. And then when we found out we were going to be eligible for the retraining, it wasn't something that I was sure that I could do.
I was 48 years old when I decided I wanted to try to do something different, so I enrolled in the bioprocess program, previously having a bachelor's degree in agriculture from Iowa State.
I was a member of the 2002 graduating class of the Indian Hills Bioprocess program. We were the first class to complete our program in the bioprocess facility.
I went from a mediocre paying manufacturing job in a plant to having the opportunity to just go and go and go.
I've been very happy with my move, branching out from spending 30 plus years in production agriculture to now in the industrial side of agriculture, where I can marry the two together. The bioprocess program was just a good bridge to get into a new career.
The biggest benefit was my internship. I had 6 weeks of on-the-job experience, which brought a lot of light to me as to what the job required and the way that the plant ran in the real world of bioprocessing.
My internship was in a research and development lab, so I got to be on the ground floor of the actual building of a product and researching what worked and what didn't. And they were very nice about it and let me try to come up with my own ideas and do research on the side.
Got together with the degree in the bioprocessing program to get an internship at the Cargill plant in Eddyville, and from the internship I was offered a position, worked 2 years in the refinery making sweetener, and was offered a position in merchandising and moved over there as where my present position is.
Like I got to use a lot of different just equipment that I probably would never have had access to. I really like science, and I always wanted to know how different things worked, and so personally it was very satisfying for me.
The Iowa Bioprocess Training Center, frequently referred to as IBPC, is located in Eddyville, Iowa, across the street from about a $1.5 billion bioprocessing industrial development center. Because of that, our programs are very industry-related and demand-driven. We are here to serve the needs of industry, and by that, develop a workforce that is very employable.
We partnered then with those industries that were out there at the time, Ajinomoto, Heartland Lysine, and Cargill, to develop the curriculum. Cargill donated land for a building. We competed for state and national grants that funded the building of that facility, and it was really a true partnership of all the principals involved to make that happen.
What we have done in this complex is we've reached out to those industries and we've said, what can we do to generate a workforce for you? A skilled workforce. How can we create opportunities for new employees? And how can we take the employees you already have and make them more valuable to you? And that results in companies wanting to come here and locate. They can find partners all across the country, but to find a location where they can put up a plant, develop an industry or a business, and still have somebody right there to help them train their employees, train their workforce, it's pretty unique, and so we play a pretty significant role in that. We work with high schools in the area quite closely. We offer some online courses in bioprocessing and biotechnology. Teachers bring their classes to our facility all the time, middle school all the way through high school.
As far as the classes that I've taken here, Project Semi, the articulation agreement with Indian Hills, what that has allowed our students to experience are more options. When we took them out into the semi and they saw how everything was set up, and just the change of environment made them a little bit more aware and a little bit more focused on what we were really doing. and they really enjoyed being out there. I mean, they really thought at that point, man, this is serious science. This isn't something I'm doing in class for a grade. This is really serious science. And it gets, to the relevancy of what's going to happen in industry and possibly even in a career that they choose.
We also have several new clients who have come to us needing research and have utilized our students for their research and are very happy with the outcomes.
It has been great to have a biotechnology resource like Iowa Biodevelopment in the state of Iowa. Having facilities like this makes it much easier for small companies like ours to do developmental work on new projects.
We've had several clients who have perhaps come in and didn't have the equipment or the time or the money to do experiments at their own facilities, so they would hire us and our students to do the work for them. So it's been sort of a win-win situation. Students get real work experience and the companies get a much reduced cost. The pilot facility is extremely useful for the students because they get the opportunity to run real equipment that they may encounter in industry.
Most of the equipment that we have here at the Bioprocess Training Center was given to us through a Department of Labor grant that we received several years ago. We've purchased some New Brunswick BioFlow fermenters, an HPLC spectrophotometer. We also have some incubators, HEPA filter hoods, autoclaves, pipettes, glassware, the typical equipment you would see in a biology or a chemistry lab.
The educational experience that I attained through the bioprocessing program gave me a great foundation in education, as well as a lot of experience in the lab and with different types of laboratory procedures. It's been very exciting to me to see the biotechnology companies realize the benefits of a 2-year technical degree so that folks like me with an associate's degree are now competing for jobs that were previously held for folks with 4-year degrees.
One advantage that the students from Indian Hills have is that they can really hit the ground running when they come into our plant.
When they come into our facility, they're almost ready to begin. Most of the time it is just simply training them for smaller on-the-job training type things. So the bioprocessing students obviously have a huge advantage over the other people that come into our plant. So yeah, there's a huge advantage to coming through that program.
One of Cargill's key initiatives going forward over the next decade is really talent development and retaining good and talented people. And so partnering with Indian Hills is key to that here in Eddyville.
Even though the Bioprocessing Center is physically in Eddyville, it has also physically brought some of those leaders from each one of those companies together. So we all share information and share ideas now. So that's another tangible benefit that's come from the Bioprocessing Center.
Because we had assessments for the ethanol plant and the ethanol industry done and 2 job guides created through Department of Labor funds, we have resources available for other schools to develop a curriculum and design training to meet the needs of this industry.
We've got a number of students that are out there in the industry. We've got teachers that are coming here that are bringing their middle school and high school kids. People are learning about the opportunities in bioprocessing, the opportunities in biotechnology.
Iowa, I think, is poised because of this training center and other centers that are emerging now that we're assisting with that will be training individuals in this important field. So that's been a tremendous success story for our students, for the region, and for the economy of Iowa.
It's been very enriching to reach out to students, young and secondary age, and see their eyes light up about a field that they knew nothing about that affects them every day.
Biotechnology is a high-growth industry. Iowa is one of the leaders in that industry, especially in the biofuels industry. But pharmaceuticals, animal pharmaceuticals, bioprocessing of agricultural commodities is a huge industry in this state. Developing the workforce for that biotech industry is going to have wide-ranging effects across not only in this local region, but across the state, especially as we start branching out into other programs in other schools and other states.